Hi, this is Shauna with Indigo Chi, and I wanted to tell you another little story time. So, this is about the first time I um, saw an entity inside of somebody. So I had a teacher. She was teaching me how to take my spiritual business to the next level. So, I guess you could say more like she was more like a mentor for my business. And since she did spiritual businesses, she was helping me with mine because this was very early in the stages. And so she had me going through some exercises that also helped me to connect more with my business on a personal level and a spiritual level, all of those types of things. Basically, making it my own, really making it my own. And so I was going through something. She had me close my eyes, take a deep breath, all of that. And then she said, okay, let's go through your chakras. So instead of going from bottom up, she went from the top down. So we go through the crown and third eye and throat, and we get all the way down. And then we get to my third chakra, the solar plexus. And I look down, my eyes are closed. So I'm going through it, and I look down. And I said, there's something wiggling at my navel. And then I swatted away, and then all of these worms start coming out. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I said, there's worms in my body. And she goes, worms? And I go, yes, there's like, it looks like thousands of worms are in my gut. And she goes, okay, calm down, breathe. I said, calm down, breathe. There's worms in my body. And she says, calm down. She goes, what do you think you should do? I said, I think I need to get them out. And she said, okay, just start scooping them. So that's what I did. I started scooping out the worm. It was, it was gross. Because even though I know I'm seeing it through my mind's eye, it's there. I can feel it wiggling now at this point. I can see them, and I'm scooping and I'm scooping. I'm scooping out so much of these worms out of my solar plexus. And for those of you that don't know, your solar plexus is the area of your chakras that deals with your self-esteem. Okay, it deals with how you feel about yourself, your perception of who you are, those types of things. And I always thought I had a good perception of myself. I was a person who was like, well, if you don't like me, F you, I gotta go. Like I don't waste my time with people. But there was some things there that needed to be healed. I couldn't just throw them away like I was doing. I needed to go through it. So that's what I did. I went through it. I talked to her the whole time, and I got those worms out. And I tell you, the next day, you couldn't have told me nothing. You couldn't have told me my poop stinks, because I thought I had it going on. The business was better. Everything just lined up for me. And, that's the first time I saw an entity. It's kind of creepy to see it in yourself, but that is the first time. After that, I started seeing them in my clients. Yeah, that's something to get used to. Don't bother me anymore. I want to tell you about one more. There was one that I used to take out of people. So I used to draw them. I can draw. Before I started doing this, I was a graphic designer. That was what I did in corporate America. And so I used to draw them. And there's this one, that information might be in my book. Speaking of which, if you want to know more about some of my stories and things that I've done in my life, read Out of the Spiritual Closet by me, Shauna Williams Sanders. And it tells you a story of basically how I went through my struggles, through the things that I did to actually come into my own. Because for me, and like I've told people time and time again, you choose what works for you. But for me, religion did not work. But I was deep in it, okay? And so I had to go through life and deal with everything that happened. I don't want to say happened. Everything that I signed up to go through so that I could heal myself from. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I signed up for half of those things, but I did it. But it's here in this book. out of the spiritual closet. So what I want to say is that there was this he looks almost like a monkey. He was I want to say purple looking, and there's female ones too, from what I've seen. But every time I would go and pull one of them out, they would curse me out. They had like these big ears, and they had a long tail, but they only had like three kind of fat fingers on their hands and on their toes. And then they had like the skinny body, like those monkeys that are long and kind of skinny with the long tail, kind of looked like that. The face was half monkey, half, I don't know. It was weird. I can't really remember because I don't have the drawing with me. But yeah, they used to curse me out. It didn't matter what person they were in. And they didn't get them from me. They didn't get them from my space. But apparently it was something that I was attracting, that type of person, because they all had similar things going on within their lives. And so I was able to remove it from each one of them, and their lives seemed to be better. I did it during my Reiki sessions. That's most of the time when I see them the most. Well, no, I see them the most in my chakra balance. That's the most that I see them and remove them. But sometimes they show up in the Reiki sessions and even sometimes the angel sessions. But anyway, that's all I wanted to share today. So I have lots of stories. I really do. I've put them in here. But the more that I think about, and I still have things going on now, then I'll come on here and share them with you if you like it. Okay? All right. Thank you for now. Bye.